Hey guys, once again, thank you for your support. So, want to go ahead and talk about the Chicago Bears offense that I've been running online. It's 11 personnel. It's basically 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back versus open formations. So basically, open formations means a 2 high safety situation. And it means that you're going to have the middle of the field open, so post shots and stuff like that can actually get in the middle of the field and split defenders. So you're going to see cover 4 is one of the coverages that are going to be open, and then obviously a cover 2 type coverage. We're going to show you basically 2 different variations of cover 4 match, and basically cover 3 or cover 4 drop, and then we're going to jump into basically Tampa 2. Because that's a pretty effective defense this year in this game. So we're going to go jump into that. We're going to start off with cover 4 drop. In labbing cover 4 drop, I think I'm going to start using this more often as my litmus test defense to get a feel for what my opponent likes to do online in an initial game, simply because it is a fairly difficult defense to do that. Now, I'll share with you that a cover 4 drop pretty much locks up this first play. Not a play I want to go and use against someone that runs a lot of cover 4 against me, especially drop. You can see pretty much everybody's locked up, and I'm forced to check down to a 3-yard gainer. Not necessarily the best play to use. So I quickly checked out of that and went into my verticals concept just to see if I can get that. So once again, I'm watching this defender against verticals and seeing if he defends. And basically that running back route, it will be an area that I can hit right away. I want to try to complete that as much as possible. Hopefully you got a running back that's got good hands. But what that does is it forces his user to go ahead and play that same, giving these crossing routes available. If he user ways the running back, you want to try to pop this so you can get a little running start and try to turn it up, because if you wait a little bit, the defender will actually come down. But you've got that crossing route by the tight end and actually can get some pretty big completion against it. So right here, we're just going to go jump into this, see if we can hit the little crossing route underneath. You can see how the defender comes down and bites on that. So it's critical that you actually go ahead and make your reads and progressions very good, very quick. So we're going to jump into this here play. We're going to hit that little stop route, and you can see this defender actually was in position and then slid out and played that outside wide receiver, so that's why we check it down in the running back. But because I have this play set up a specific way, that spot route, that post stop on the backside is available for a huge completion. So that really gets his defenders out of position. So that's what I do like about this good play. It's going to spread out his defensive shell. Spot in the backside. See how this guy kind of comes out and starts defending the spot. I'm going to hit this route right here. No defender in the area, and I can go ahead and rack that and pick up, a first down with an easy 5-yard route. And then I've got that spot route on the backside, or that post spot route, that we can go and hit that unless the defender slides into the passing lane. So back here, we're going to do the other clear out route right here. And basically the release is a little bit slow. That's why I streak up that one guy. I want to go ahead and take the coverage off. And one thing I can do is do just a little streak route with the running back and just check it down, or it will really kind of freeze that defender, allowing me to go and hit that little outside whip. So here's another play that's really good against cover 4. If the defenders float up, I'm going to go ahead and hit that flat. If they don't, I know I can hit the posts underneath if they actually come down and come shallow, but I've got the inside whip that I can hit. So just keep trucking along right here with these particular plays. Going back to this play right here, this clear out route should open up this route. The problem with this route is it takes a long time to develop, and what happens is somebody can switch stick over to this or just take it away with their manual user. So it is one of those situations where if you take a long time to do that, you probably need to go and do that. See how the guys kind of float up. I just don't necessarily care for it too much. I think I had to go ahead and jump into that and actually go ahead and change the splits, give another 5 yards before he cuts to get past the coverage. I just don't like that. It just takes, it takes a long time for that route to develop. I want to get rid of the ball really quick. So right here, once again, against cover 4, we got the little wheel route, but if you do the levels concept with the outs play, you can pick that up. So if you guys have watched some of these other videos, you can see how these plays actually get broken down really pretty easy as far as running them on a regular basis with the same type of coverage, type alignment. I can leave the flat out there. That kind of pulls the defender down. But you can see the little crossing route gets bottled up. So if I'm running against someone that runs a lot of cover 4 drop, I probably want to stay out of that particular play, because it's really not going to be that great of a play. So here, whip I have to go to the whip right away. The crossing route doesn't get taken care of. So basically with my labbing, I'm finding that cover 4 drop is one of the more dominant defenses, and it's difficult to get any kind of passing lanes in. So I don't know if you guys play with cover 4, but you probably should start putting it in your gameplay, because it just makes it a little bit more difficult. The defenders play pretty smart, and getting to passing lanes with the coverage make it a little bit more difficult. So once again, we're going to try this again. I think I'm able to go ahead and get to the crossing route. I had to alter the crossing route to get a little bit more depth, and right there I actually be able to do that, but I'm still getting a contested ball in that type of situation. Now, cover 4 match is something you see some people switching into, a lot of quarters coverage, and this particular coverage is a little bit easier to work with because they have matching responsibilities, but you can see there's nobody in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and quick snap this play right here and take an easy first down, especially if it's 3rd and short. And then I've got the deep comeback route against match. So I think, if you're going to choose a defense you're going to run, I would say you're probably better off running cover 4 drop initially. Matching right here, I'm able to go ahead and pick up an easy first down with a little drag route. The tight end route will get past the coverage, and I can throw that. There looks like there was a match on the top side that actually the guy got himself out of position. So, you're going to have a very smart match player to basically do that. Back here, once again, we're going to watch this defender. Remember, he's going to be our first read, and if he stays in, I'm going to pop this every single time against off coverage. So you can watch. See how he stays in? I'm going to go ahead and pop that and get an easy completion, stretch my opponent horizontally. Backside, we've got the post stop. So this really makes it difficult for your opponent to stop those plays. Now we can go ahead and jump into this particular play once again. We're going to watch this defender. If this defender stays in, deep comeback route will be our next progression. If this defender slides out, I can pop this, and I've got the backside check release in case his user defender comes in and plays that route. So that's what's cool about this play right here. See, the guy plays in. I know the deep comeback route is going to be available to me, so I can pop that, really stretch my opponent vertically. He's not going to be able to stop that type of stuff. And I've got the post stop route on the backside right here that we can actually hit. So it allows us to go do that against cover 4 match. Once again, we're going to streak up the slot receiver. We streak him up just to go ahead and try to give ourselves an opportunity to hit right here. Once again, we're going to streak him up. The routes by burden doesn't get picked up, so if you can throw that early, pick up some pretty easy yards right there. If the defender actually floats up, it doesn't come down. Going back to the stick and nod right here, and the inside whip is available, but you can see there's a user in that area, so that can get a little bit greasy if he's actually using that defender right there. But the deep crosser can be available too. You're just going to have to pass lead down past the coverage. You can see the defender actually played that pretty successfully. Outside outs. Okay, so guys, against match coverage, this defender will come down, leaving this area wide open. So that's why I always check the out first to make sure there's no support out there. I'm going to throw that and get an easy completion against my opponent. And sometimes you can rack that for more if he doesn't play it correctly. Got the little drag route that you can hit, and the blocking is going to be set up at the back end of that drag route. And then you also got that deep post. You got to wait for it to clear, and there's nobody back there with a safety help. So if he gets leverage on his defender, you can actually house that for a touchdown. Back to the play action, deep comeback route, always going to be available. So match coverage is superior to zone drop coverage. I can tell you the zone drop cover 4 is just a very difficult defense to move the ball against. Yeah, you can do certain things with the running game and all that kind of stuff, but it's just a little bit better. Now we're going to jump against cover 2. Cover 2 historically has some holes, but they've improved Tampa 2 defense. These guys actually play very good. They float up to mid zones and actually play up and down. They're basically the Tampa 2 guys play vert hooks, so they actually cover, and then this mid read gets really, really deep, and he understands the three rec hook. So this is a very difficult defense to run against. It's not like it used to be. I can't run the underneath stuff. Pretty much everything gets locked up. Yeah, I waited for that particular play, but that's not gonna be something you can do religiously online. So now I get when I run into somebody who's running a Tampa 2, I have to change up the coverage a little bit. I need to put a flat route here with the verticals concept, and then I want to go ahead and have basically 3 verticals because it's going to put this guy in conflict, and I can hit basically either one of these two guys right here to make it very difficult. The flat action defender right there, so we can hit this. Now the problem with that is that this could potentially get locked up with any kind of a quick adjustment. So what you want to do is, you've got a guys who are running a lot of cover 2 against you, who's blending it in. You can go ahead and put this backside drag right here with a flat route and leave the rest of the play stock. So your progression is going to be 1 right here where you can get the big play, and if you don't like it, you've got the 2 that's underneath, and these guys should clear out everything else, and this route should become an easy check down for a first down. So this is a good way to go ahead and kind of catch your opponent off guard. Right here, your little check down, and I can pick up an easy 10-yarders off that. Right here, we're going to go ahead and set this here play up once again. Here would be the only time I can run this play once again the same way with the smash concept. And the smash concept is going to kind of put this guy on an island. It's going to be a little bit of a tighter passing lane unless you've got a very, very fast, you have a very, very fast tight end that's going to put that defender more in conflict. But what is cool about having the stop post concept right here is that you can actually go ahead and get yourself an easy gap shot in the middle of the field if he jumps into cover 2. So if he jumps into cover 2, see how the post route right there, well, the stop post will actually be available to you, so you can actually get a nice little completion. So right here, similar situation. It's probably not the best play to go and run into, because you're really going to be forced to only check it down to the middle linebacker. If you got a guys running a lot of cover 2, you probably want to check out of it. This particular play, you could check it down underneath, but once again, these guys are playing over the top coverage. I would not jump into this particular play against someone that runs a lot of cover 2. So I probably would stay out of this particular play, just because you really only have a couple check downs. It's going to stay under the coverage, and you're not going to expose the sideline seams or anything like that. So here's another play, basically the play right here where you get the little inside whip. See how the defender actually come down and play that. Probably not jump into that too much, because really the only thing that you're looking at is going to be that deep crossing route on the backside. Not a good idea to do that. It's just probably not a great play to jump into, so I'd probably stay out of that play. I'm going to go to, let's see here, we're going to jump into this. Here's one thing you do. If you got guys running a lot of cover 2, this route is just a clear out route. So if you wanted to, you can throw in a C route and see if you can get that opened up. So this would be the adjustment if I want to go ahead and run this here play right here with the C route. See how the defender actually doesn't play this, so you can actually hit the C route, and as a result you can actually pick up an easy first down using C routes. So that's probably kind of a smarter thing to do. This route will, I probably won't run outs. I want to run this against some type of a 3 high, I want to do a single safety type shell, not 2 safeties or a open defense. I want to use against a closed defense. So you could probably get yourself lulled into trying to throw this. So you can see how this guy kind of puts his butt on the sideline. That means he's playing some type of a cloud flat out there. So what you want to do is do that, and this little crossing route that gets over the field, you get into, so, but it's just tight. So if your guy runs into like invert defenses, you probably want to stay away from. Now here's a play that I was labbing that opens up a one-play touchdown opportunity. Now for some particular reason, Williams and this guy can't get on the same page. You're going to see the defenders pull out of position and leave this wide open. And for some reason, I can't throw this. I basically threw about 10 different balls trying to throw in the middle field. You can see this guy's out of position. This guy's out of position. The mid read is completely out of position. This is a touchdown right here, but for some particular reason, I couldn't get it completed. It took me about 10 shots or so to do that. but you can see how the defender kind of gets dumb right there. But right there, I'm able to catch the ball, but for the most part, it's just, you know, something you can do. But it will give you an opportunity for a one-play touchdown, you know, against cover 2 shells if you want to jump into it. So once again, guys, thanks for your support. Until next time.